the base resistance to the BCC and just alter the value of base resistance so that you get a particular value of base current here. Because the main function of putting this resistance here is to give a particular base current so that you are getting your system into a particular Q point. Okay, is this point clear to all of you? Why we are putting this base resistance here? Any one of you
Yes,
just
sir.
Yes, sir.
say if you this doubt. So two are not practical. So what we do, we eliminate and we are putting in this. So this kind of circuit biasing we are using is called fixed bias. Now, what is the role of biasing? The biasing says that whenever your system is not working, it will come to its normal position. You are not swinging on your chair, so your chair is in the normal position. Yes or no? If it is swinging in this direction or this direction, but in the normal position, it is hanging in a particular position. So similarly, if you are not applying any AC onto the fixed bias circuit, your system is fixed and you are getting a fixed DC voltage at the DC current at the output, fixed DC voltage at the output. And when you are applying certain AC, so AC added with this base current DC, your output will be amplified and you are getting output at the system. So that we have discussed in the previous video. So yesterday, one student asked how we are actually applying the KVL. So there are two loops. From here, current can go using this path, or current can go using this path. So yesterday, I have given you example that suppose you are getting 100 rupees from the bank. So what are your expenses? So that is equal to your how much you have withdrawn from the bank. So if this is a BCC, this is a voltage source. So this is equal to voltage drop across this and voltage drop across this. Okay. So here you can see your VCC is equal to this IBRB plus VVE. And from here you can find out the value of base current, VCC minus VVE over RB. Suppose you want to design a fixed bias circuit. I ask you people to design a fixed bias circuit. Then what you have to do, you have to find out the value of base current. And from where you will find out the value of base current? You will find out the base current from characteristics, voltage transfer characteristics. And also, beta of transistor is given to you, and VCC is known to you, VV is 0.7, then you can easily find out the value of base resistance. Why base resistance choice is being made? So that you can get a fixed value of base current at the BJT. Now, next thing, that is obvious that your IC is equal to beta into IB. That is known to you. And IB is this value. So when you look onto this particular loop, this loop, then VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE. So from here you can find out the value of VCE, that is equal to VCC minus RC. So from these two equations, equation this and this equation, you can easily find out the value of all the parameters which are being required for a circuit to design. Now, some of you might be worried how you can plot the DC load line, although we have discussed this, that this is your circuit and you are having 2 points, one point on y-axis, other point on x-axis. So when you are looking for y-axis point, what you have to do is, at this point VC is equal to 0. So substituting VC is equal to 0 in this equation, what you will get, VCC is equal to ICRC. So from there you will get IC is equal to VCC by RC. So this is the maximum value of current for a particular load resistance with no drops. So from here you can find out this particular point. Now when you talk about this point, your IC is equal to 0. So substituting IC is equal to 0, then There, that means there is no current here. So all the voltage will be available at this particular point. So this is VCC. You are not having any voltage drop here because voltage drop is IC to RC. So IC 0, that means no voltage drop is here. So if no voltage drop is here, you are getting this equal to VCC. So this is what you are finding. So VC is equal to VCC. So this is being obtained when your device is in off state. This is being obtained when your device is in saturation state. So this is how you can plot the DC load line. Now, if you are asked to plot a DC load line, how you can do that? So here you can see VCC is being given to you, RB is not known to you, RC is known to you. So IC saturation, the formula is known to you, VCC by RC, and you can easily find out the value to be 6 milliampere. Similarly, your VCE off is equal to VCC is equal to 12 volt. So these are the 2 points. You connect these 2 points, a slope line is being drawn, and this gives you your load line. And why this is called load line? Because if you change the value of resistance, so instead of 2K, you put it 1K, this becomes 12 milliampere, so it go upwards. So instead of 2K, you make it 4K, then it becomes 3 milliampere, so it will go down. So the slope of the line is actually being changed by the value of this particular resistance. So that is why this is called load line. So two kind of load lines are there. One is AC load line. This is DC load line. AC load line is a little bit tedious, although we will be discussing about AC load line in the coming classes, but that's not important. This one is more important as compared to the other thing. So this helps us to bias a circuit in a particular configuration. So Q point you already know. Q point is called quiescent, means at rest. That means when your system is at rest, what are its coordinates? So the points which are very important, as far as when I'm saying that you find out the Q point of the circuit, then what values you are supposed to calculate? You are supposed to calculate the value of IC, and you are supposed to calculate the value of VCE. So if you calculate these two values, these values are being represented by ICQ and VCQ. Yes?
Sir, only second slide is visible to me. Slides are not changing.
Yes, sir. Same here.
For everyone, it is the same.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Slide is not changing. Okay. That's the problem with the Google Meet today. So, okay, so I'm discarding this. Now I think this is visible to you.
Yes,
sir.
sir. Now
So now I'm not putting the slideshow on. So up to what point things are clear? At this point, things are clear?
yes, sir.
From where I suppose I'm supposed to start?
The DC load line, fourth
Okay.
slide.
Fourth slide. Okay, this one. That's the problem. That's why I asked you people that if this is visible or not, because yesterday I am facing the same problem that when I am making this full screen, that is not visible to the participants on the other side. Okay. So, okay, fine. I'm using this now. So this is DC load line. So how you can calculate the DC load line, that is important. So, but now I'm not able to write. So that's fine. Let's look. So here you can see, then when you talk about DC load line, 2 points are there. One point is on y-axis, other point is on x-axis. So when you are interested in calculating the point on x-axis, what you have to do, you will look at this particular equation, VC is equal to VCC minus ICRC. So here, what you can do when you're talking about calculation of point on this axis, at this point, VCE is equal to 0. So when you substitute VCE is equal to 0, then this is equal to becomes 0. So VCC is equal to ICRC. So this gives you IC saturation is equal to VCC by RC. Okay. So this is the point you will mark on this. Now next is if you want to mark the point here, then it means IC is equal to 0. So if in this equation you substitute IC is equal to 0, then this gives you VC is equal to VCC. That means if there is no drop across this resistance, the entire voltage will be available at this particular point. So your IC is equal to 0 and your VC is equal to VCC. So if anyone's mic is unmute, please mute it. It is creating unnecessary. Mr. Gautam Kumar Sahu, please mute yourself. And Ayush Arya, your mics are creating problems. Okay, so please mute yourself if it's visible. Gautam Kumar Sahu. Okay. So here you can see that your these two lines will be connected, and this is called load line. Now I will be discussing how you can plot the load line. So if some circuit is being given to you like this 12 volts, this 2 kilo ohms load resistance, and then you're supposed to calculate the load line. So first you can want to calculate here. So here IC is equal to VCC by RC. So IC equal to VCC by RC. So this gives you 6 milliampere. So this is your 6 milliampere. Now if you want to calculate here, so this is equal to VC is equal to VCC. So VC is equal to VCC is equal to 12 volts. So you connect these 2 points. Now the slope of this line is actually being decided by the value of this resistance. So if you make it 1K, then this value becomes 12 milliampere and this point will move in this direction. If you make it 4K, this becomes 3 milliampere and this comes in the downward direction. The slope of this line is actually being decided by the value of this load resistance. So that's why what we can say that this line is called load line, because this is being decided by the value of this load. So once load line is okay, and then we will move towards the next thing, that is Q point. So whenever we talk about biasing, we always talk about Q point. That means your system is at rest. So when your system is at rest, we will say that your system is actually working at Q point. So at Q point, you are supposed to find out the values. What are those values which you are supposed to find out? So those values are your IC and VCE. So we will add a term Q and Q here. So this gives you collector current at Q point. This gives collector emitter voltage at Q point. So now what you actually do, determine IC and VC if VV is assumed to be 0.7 volts. So how you can calculate the IC? IC you already know from the formula I have discussed in the previous slide, that your IC is equal to VDC, VCC minus VVE. So substituting the values, you will get IC is equal to 2. This milliampere. They are calculating for this particular circuit. And VC is equal to VCC minus ICRC. So IC is known to you, and you can do it like this. So once again, I am repeating this entire sequence. How you can calculate the Q point if values are being given to you, and vice versa. Vice versa means values of Q point is given to you and you are supposed to calculate the value of RB and RC. So first thing is the values which are given to you, please note down on your notebook so that you can solve of your own and you get a very good idea. So VCC is equal to 8 volts. Please note these values down. VCC is equal to 8 volts. Then your RB is equal to 360 kilo ohms. RC is equal to 2 kilo ohms. And beta of transistor is 100. Beta of transistor is 100. So the value of VVE is 0.7 volts. And you have been asked to find out the Q point. So when you talk about Q point, you are supposed to find out IC and VCEQ. So the equation is already known to you. What is the equation? IB is equal to VCC minus VVE over RB. Yes or no? So from here you will know, VCC. What is the value of VCC? 8 volts. What is the value of VVE? 0.7 volts. What is the value of RB?
Yes, sir.
360 kilo ohms. So from here you will find out the value of IB. So if IB is known to you, you can easily find out the value of IC. So IC is equal to beta into IB. आ रहा है सबका वैल्यू, कैलकुलेट हो रही है? ये कैलकुलेट हो रही है बेटा वैल्यू?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, अब आपको ICQ की वैल्यू
Yes,
फाइंड
sir.
आउट हो गई.
Yes, sir. Calculating.
You have calculated the value of ICQ. अब आपको फाइंड आउट करनी है वैल्यू किसकी? VCE की. तो VCE की वैल्यू क्या होती है? VCC माइनस IC इंटू RC. तो IC की वैल्यू आपने कैलकुलेट कर ली IC की वैल्यू, वो आ गई 2 पॉइंट समथिंग मिली एम्पियर. तो VCE की वैल्यू कितनी आ गई? 8 माइनस IC इंटू RC. तो वहां से आपके पास VCE वैल्यू आ गई. ठीक है जी, समझ में आ गया बेटा हमने क्या किया यहाँ पे?
Yes, sir.
ओके, अब इसी के बेसिस पे मैं आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी दूंगा आज. शाम तक ईमेल कर दूंगा, तो आप उसको सॉल्व करिएगा, तो आपको कुछ कुछ समझ में आना शुरू हो जाएगा कि क्या करना है. अब कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आपको आईसी की वैल्यू दे रखी है, VCE की वैल्यू दे रखी है, आपको आरबी की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है रिवर्स में. तो फॉर्मूलाज आपके पास हैं, आप इजीली कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो ये यहाँ पे लोड लाइन बन गई है आपकी, इसको यूज करके लोड लाइन कैलकुलेट की, और यहाँ पे आपका क्यू पॉइंट आ गया. तो क्यू पॉइंट आपने क्या नोट किया कि 8 वोल्ट्स है, तो क्यू पॉइंट कहाँ पे आता है? 3.94 वोल्ट्स, मतलब मिडल ऑफ द VCC. हम रूल क्या कहता है? क्यू पॉइंट कहाँ पे होना चाहिए फिक्स्ड बाय सर्किट का? VCC/2 पे. कहाँ पे होना चाहिए? VCC/2 पे. अब ये बात हो गई आपके सिस्टम की कि ये आपका सिस्टम आपने बनाया और इसकी किस तरीके से आपने कंस्ट्रक्शन करी. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है आपके सिस्टम में? दैट द सिस्टम इज नॉट स्टेबल. For you, it appears to be stable, but actually your system is not stable. The reason for that is when the system operation starts, heating is there. Yes or no? So because of heating, what happens? Your BJT is not a stable thing. BJT is not a stable thing. Heating की वजह से क्या होगा? जैसे आप अगर आप इस इक्वेशन की बात करें, तो आपकी जो VVE वैल्यू है ये कम होना शुरू हो जाती है. Practically, in the ideal condition, it is 0.7 volts. But when your device gets heated, BJT gets heated. Why BJT gets heated? Because collector current is there. So collector current is make your collector junction heated. So because of that, your BJT gets heated. So because of that, there is voltage drop in VVE. VVE में voltage drop होगा, that means IB increase हो जाएगा. IB increase होगा तो IC increase हो जाएगा. समझ में आ रहा है क्या हो रहा है? ये लूप है एक पूरी कि VV में हीटिंग होगी तो IB इंक्रीज होगा, IB इंक्रीज होगा तो IC इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, और IC इंक्रीज होगा तो VV फर्दर ड्रॉप हो जाएगा. तो इस तरीके से करते करते आपकी वैल्यू जो है, और ये जो लोड लाइन दिख रही है, इसके ऊपर आपका डिवाइस मूव करते करते सैचुरेट हो जाएगा डिवाइस आपका, और आप कुछ भी इनपुट दीजिए आपकी आउटपुट फिक्स ही आएगी. तो उस केस की प्रॉब्लम में हम देख रहे हैं कि आपका डिवाइस जो है स्टेबल नहीं रहता. दूसरा केस क्या हो सकता है आपके डिवाइस का? स्टेबिलिटी नहीं रहती. जैसे जैसे आपका डिवाइस पुराना होने लग जाता है, उसकी जो बेस रेजिस्टेंस आपने फिक्स की है वो फिक्स नहीं रहेगी. ठीक है, अगर बेस रेजिस्टेंस फिक्स नहीं रहेगी तो IB भी चेंज होगी, तो IB चेंज होगी तो IC चेंज हो जाएगी, तो अकॉर्डिंगली भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है. सो दिस इज द सेकेंड रीजन why fixed bias circuit is not preferred. Third reason is if during operation your BJT gets burn out, तो आप क्या करोगे? एक नया BJT लगाओगे. लेकिन BJT की प्रॉब्लम क्या है? हर एक BJT की जो बीटा होती है वो अलग अलग होती है. जैसे मैंने अभी एक BJT पिक किया है, पिक्ड ए BJT, द बीटा ऑफ दैट BJT इज 100. somehow I am picking the another BJT. So the beta of that BJT might be 150. So that means IC will be 150 times IB. So this is how your Q point will vary. क्योंकि अगर IC चेंज हो जाएगा तो आपका BC भी चेंज हो जाएगा. So that is giving you some sort of the problem. So these 3-4 are major problems. Temperature variations, then aging effect of resistance, aging, AGING, aging effect of the resistance. And last but not the least is if transistor is to be replaced, then you have to do the entire design process. सारी की सारी design process आपको दोबारा करनी पड़ेगी. तो इसलिए हम क्या करते हैं, अपने सिस्टम की जो बाइसिंग है उसको अब हम अलग तरीके की बाइसिंग सेलेक्ट करते हैं. और जो बाइसिंग अब हम सेलेक्ट करेंगे वो होती है एमीटर रेजिस्टेंस बायस. तो वो मैं अभी अगली क्लास में करूंगा, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन क्लास है, इतना सारा कंटेंट आपको इतनी जल्दी डिलीवर करना इट्स नॉट ए गुड डील. तो व्हाट आई वांट, वट एवर वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, उसी को ही हम अच्छे से रिवाइज कर लें एक बारी. मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, आपको आंसर आता होगा तब भी ठीक है, नहीं आता होगा तब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट यू शुड रिस्पॉन्ड. So that gives a very good interaction and your learning will be better.